Welcome back, candidates, to another OCS prep video. My name is Lieutenant Lindsay, and today I'll be covering how to run faster by running less. As a runner with 12 years of experience, I can tell you that I am no expert, and I always find something that I can improve on or fix in my run. So I hope that you all enjoy this video and get something good out of it to improve your running. Disclaimer, this video will not be covering how to work out, but instead we'll focus on two key areas that are often overlooked when developing a running routine. Today's video will cover proper footwear and proper form. Like I said earlier, I will not be covering a training schedule, but I plan to do a future video detailing types of running workouts and a video detailing a week-long working out schedule. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. Now let's get started. The first step to improving your run time is to get the proper footwear. I'm sure at this point you've all heard about the Nike Vapor Flies. Alright? And if you haven't, you're living under some sort of rock. However, as cool as these shoes are, and trust me, I've seen them in real life, they are way more than a curiosity to me. They are not proper training shoes. Instead, I would say shoes like the Vapor Flies and most Nike shoes in general are for racing, not for training. So you might be asking at this point, what makes a proper training shoe? This depends on a whole host of different factors. However, the main two factors that we're looking for in a good training shoe is one that will last and a shoe that has a good, strong sole that works with the natural strike of your feet. So let's talk about that natural strike. There are different forms of striking that your foot does when you run. This is called pronation, and pronation defines how your foot rolls inward when you walk or run. It's a normal and natural movement that helps to mitigate the impact that you feel from running on your lower legs. There are four kinds of pronation. The first kind is normal arch, all right, and that's overpronation. We have flat feet, which is severe overpronation. Then we have a medium arch, which is neutral, and we have a high arch, which is underpronation, also known as supination. If you don't know what kind of runner you are, or shoe that you should buy or be wearing, you will be wasting energy, efficiency, and money. The right shoe will save you all of that and help prevent injuries. So it's important that you get the right shoe if you want to perform well. The right training shoe can be the difference in your PFT. If this is your first time picking out shoes, and if you don't know your running type or what shoe to buy, visit a running store. Have them examine your form and how you strike the ground. Running stores have professionals that will take the time to get you the proper shoe. The ones here in my hometown put you on a treadmill and make you run so that they can see how the shoe works for your pronation and to make sure that it's comfortable. This is something that you will not get at other stores, so use running stores. Even if they're a little bit more expensive, you're going to get a better shoe out of the deal. Now let's talk about racing shoes. How many of you own a pair of Bates Lights or Danner Reckonings? Why do you own them? Because they're lighter than other boots, which makes them ideal for training events at OCS. What about shoes for your PFT? You might want to consider owning a pair of racing shoes if you're serious about running. My running shoes, for example, are half the weight of my boots, which is a big difference. Remember the Nike Vapor Flies we talked about earlier? Well, this is the definition of a racing shoe. It is not designed, at least in my opinion, as a training shoe. In fact, one of my candidates bought this shoe just to run his PFTs in, and his run time has improved every single PFT since he got them. He told me it's like wearing trampolines on your feet. Now, before you switch from my video to the Nike website, let me remind you of something. These are not training shoes. These are racing shoes. They are designed to give you lighter and better bounce off the ground. That's what racing shoes are. They are lightweight and thin. They are only for racing because they provide little to no support. That's why I say this is an optional shoe. If you cannot afford 2 pairs of running shoes and boots, then do not buy racing shoes instead of good training shoes or good boots. Will they improve your run? it's possible that running racing shoes will improve your run, but you can still race and train in your training shoes. You cannot train in your racing shoes without getting injured. So keep that in mind. Also, a little pro tip. I wore spikes in high school when I raced cross country and track, and they cost me $20, and they were the best racing shoes I've ever owned. So don't worry if you can't afford a high-end shoe. You can still go get a decent pair of racing shoes for very little money. Remember, if you aren't sure what shoes to get, go to a running store. They always have deals. They're going to help you get the right kind of shoe. If you're going to OCS, we need to talk about boots. I know that this is a running, how to improve your running video, but boots are still important, and let's just talk about them briefly. All right, I recommend getting either Bates Lights or Dana Reckonings before you go to OCS. However, I have only worn Bates, and I can tell you from first-hand account, they are definitely worth the price tag. Here's 3 reasons why. They're lighter, they're faster, and they're better quality than the ones that you receive at OCS. Now, this is just my opinion, but it's definitely worth considering before you go to OCS. Do some research, and if you can afford a good pair of boots, get a pair before you go. But alas, this video is not about boots, so let's get back on topic. Now we need to talk about proper form. This is the next most essential thing that you can do to improve your run time and prevent injury. This is not an easy thing to fix, especially if you don't know what you're doing wrong. So it's important to have someone other than you watch you run, preferably a runner or a coach, so that they can see what you can't. Here are a few things that you need to look for and work on to help improve your run. The first one is get your head up. Putting your head up or putting back or leaning your head forward on a run will work against your efficiency and decrease your time because you're cutting off your own oxygen supply. The best way to keep your head up is to look straight ahead and not down at the ground. The next thing that you need to do, you need to relax your upper body. Have you ever watched a professional runner before? Have you ever noticed the runner's face or jaw or upper body? What did it look like? The reason I ask is that generally when you see professional runners, they are relaxed. The same is very important for you. Make sure that you're relaxed. Your face, your jaw, your hands, your fists, and your shoulders are all relaxed. Next, get your chest up and out. Don't slump forward. Chest up and out. Lean forward slightly, not too far as that you might fall over, but that your center of gravity should be slightly forward. This way, every step, your momentum is slightly forward and your energy is carried over and forward. If you are straight up and down, you will lose energy and momentum with every single step. Lead with your hips. Your hips are the driving force in your runs. Lead with your hips. With the hips forward and leading, this is what drives you in the runs. Your power and efficiency comes from your hips and your core. Heel striking. If you're striking the ground with your heel first, you will be slowing yourself down with every step. You should be striking somewhere between your heel and your midfoot for the best propulsion and injury prevention. And again, this is all based on your own foot and how it strikes the ground. Everybody's a little bit different. I kind of tend more towards the heel. Some people tend more towards the midfoot. But you got to find that perfect heel strike because if you don't, you're going to have injuries as a result of it. Alright, so today we covered proper form and footwear for running. If you like this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe so you can catch more episodes as I cover different types of running workouts and different kinds of running programs. If you have questions or comments, put them below. And as always, thanks for watching.